Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about EDP445. Now, just in advance, I don't know what's going on with some of my neighbors, but they're doing some cutting down of trees. Their dog is barking. It's been a shit show for hours. It woke me up very early, so I'm sorry if you hear any of that in the background. If you are like me, you may have never heard of this person prior to now, and this person is a YouTuber that has over 2 million subscribers. He recently actually scrubbed all of his videos. This, as far as I can see, happened around April 16th, and it's very suspicious because recently he has been caught essentially being a pedophile. What happened was a video went viral of these people called the predator poachers, where they started a sting operation pretending to be a 13-year-old girl and DMing with this person on Instagram. Before I comment on the predator poachers, because I have some opinions about that, I'm gonna put in some clips of that video that went viral. It was about an hour long, so the clips I'm going to put are by no means everything that happened, but I think they're the most important parts. So basically, these predator poachers, they showed up to a place where he was supposed to meet up with the 13-year-old girl named Sophie, and cornered him and started asking him questions. And when they asked why he was there, he said he was there to pick up a cupcake.
Any weapons on you?
No.
I'm gonna say we were Sophie the whole time, okay? So if you want this to go well, I recommend you have a talk with us, okay?
Okay, cool.
And so what brings you out here today?
Well, I was coming out here to...
Glasses off.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
In a sense, the whole thing is ridiculous and laughable because of how much EDP himself is trying to hide from what he did while also admitting that he did it. Because then there's a clip where they basically ask him, are you here to engage in sexual activities with this minor, yes or no? And he said yes. So he doesn't even deny it.
Quick question. How long will this interview be?
You don't get to determine that.
Okay.
Well, like, what I don't understand, why are you attracted to like 13-year-olds? Like, why are you attracted to underage? Because you clearly said in one of the screenshots that you've always wanted to be with someone younger. Like, you like fantasize about being with someone younger,
Right.
and you're scared of being a sting operation or cops.
Right.
Like, what goes through your head? What makes this okay for you? Because this is disgusting. Like, real, man.
What goes on is loneliness, dude. I'll be completely honest with you, man. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm not gonna shoot you, know.
Like, let me cut you off right there, okay? When you say loneliness, like, we've heard that millions of times, right?
Right.
Trust me, this is not our first time doing this. We've confronted hundreds of people,
Right.
And every single time, some of them do say they're lonely, and sometimes we do understand that they're lonely because maybe they're not as popular or they're not as outgoing. But you have millions of followers.
Right.
Like, how are you lonely? You have like
Right.
millions of followers. I bet you there's chicks in your DMs trying to hit you up.
Absolutely.
And you're here for a 13-year-old.
And I recall,
Like,
I followed you for a while. I recall a few years ago, you did brag about having a girlfriend. You also in a live stream bragged about this little affair that you had with a teacher. So you probably have you have a ton of females in your DMs interested in you because, people like you for your personality and whatnot. And, and then when you say specifically, I've always fantasized about someone younger with a big age gap. You did say that, correct? Yes or no?
Correct.
That you fantasize about someone younger.
Correct.
What is that fantasy? Because it's not just loneliness.
You know what it is, man.
we really don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because we're not like that. We're not like that.
Yeah.
We're not attracted to minors.
Bro, come on, man. You know exactly what it is, dude. Okay?
No,
Are you a
we're
pedophile?
attracted
No, I'm not.
we're attracted to female our own age, dude.
Let this be
is
known. Let this be known. I am not a pedophile.
So what are you then?
And while they're there, the predator poachers have this like stack of papers which are printed DMs between EDP and the supposed 13-year-old. Some of what is there is just so repulsive. I don't want to read it out loud. I feel uncomfortable even having read it. To be noted, he also sent photos of himself, if you know what I mean. And he also requested for her to send photos of herself. So he asked for CP, basically. I'm going to put a couple screenshots of some parts of the conversation here. I'm not going to go too deep into that because honestly, just what I'm going to show you is alarming to say the least. Like, it truly was nauseating to read any of that. But then they also ask him, is this the first time you're doing this? And then he says yes, but then he says no. And at the end of the whole shebang, we find out that it was actually his 6th time, if that's even true. So he admitted on camera to being a repeat offender.
This the cops, because most definitely this is not your first time either, right?
Right.
This is absolutely not. How many times have you done this?
This actually is my first time.
You just said it wasn't your first time, and now you say it is. Second time?
What was the first?
So the first time was, so you guys know about the 15-year-old, right?
Yeah.
So she was hitting me up through DMs in which she engaged first. Right, because let's be real here. A lot of people, right, when they see celebrities, you know, like the check marks and stuff, and no, I'm not to sit back and throw a guilt trip and make people feel fucking sorry for me. I'm not doing that. So don't try to fucking, you know, turn and twist the shit. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, just go on.
So when people sit back, right, especially young girls, right, the 15-year-old, not the 13-year-old, when they see people with check marks and stuff, you know, oh shit, this and that, you know what I mean? You know, like you're famous, you're hot, all that shit. Okay, that's what they do. Now, as far as the whole fantasy goes, you know what I mean? Let's be real, okay? You know what I mean?
Like, that's the part where I'm not picking up on. I genuinely don't know what you mean.
Sexual fantasies, that's what I mean.
Okay, so sexual, and I'm not calling you the P word, if you know what if you know what I mean. I'm not calling you the P word, but do you fantasize about females under the age of 16, yes or no? Sometimes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you obviously you fantasize about a 13-year-old, correct? Yes or no?
Correct.
Okay. So if it's a 13-year-old, so when was the first time you fantasized about like an 11-year-old?
Never.
Yeah, let's move aside because the car's cool.
Here.
Oh, no, like.
You mind?
Yeah,
well, you can have a seat whenever you want.
Yeah, you can have a seat if you want. It doesn't matter to us.
It's cool, I'll stand.
Okay. So 13-year-old. So again, when was the first time you fantasized about a 12-year-old?
Never.
Okay, so 13 is the youngest.
Right.
Okay, so why 13 but not 12?
I don't know.
Okay.
And that's the truth.
Okay.
Not lying to you.
Like, so if Sophie was 12, what would have been your response?
Probably would have went to the fucking bathroom and threw up.
Okay, so what? Okay, so for me, like,
you don't have to believe me, bro. You can sit back and solve the fucking
right. So for me,
you just lied a couple minutes ago. You said it was your first time, then you said it wasn't your first time, then you said it was your first time.
Right.
Like, second time.
Okay.
I know, but you said earlier it was your first time.
Like, because you were hard when you were jerking it. Obviously, yes or no?
No shit. I mean, you can't jerk with sauce.
Right, exactly.
So what were you gonna do when you came here to this little girl's apartment and she's home alone? What were you gonna do?
Honestly, this is real shit, and you guys can't believe this if you guys want to or not. She said that she was gonna bake me a cupcake. I was gonna take the cupcake and go the fuck home. That's the truth.
So you came here. You drove like 30-40 minutes, right?
No.
20 minutes?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. You came 20 minutes to this girl's house when she's home alone to pick up cupcake and go back home.
Yep.
That's what you wanted to believe?
I don't give a fuck what you guys believe. It's the truth. I know I'm telling the truth.
Okay, well, we haven't even got into the messages yet, so these are going to be pretty damning. So before we get into the messages, the last thing that he was asking, go ahead, about the second time.
Yeah, the second time. You've done this before.
First time, yeah.
Well, I mean, you've done this before. And you've never been, well, you've been caught, but you've been caught, right?
Right.
Alright, so what I don't understand is you've been caught before, but you continue doing it.
Right.
That means you didn't learn your lesson.
Right.
So how do you, What makes us think that you're not gonna do this again?
This shit right here.
This shit right here?
This shit right here.
So when you go back to your car and you go home, you're gonna just hop back on and keep doing this? Because are you talking to other minors on your phone?
No, sir.
No, not just the only minor ever right now on your phone?
Only one.
Only one.
Only one.
You sure about that?
Positive.
Okay.
But this isn't the first minor you've talked to before, correct?
Right.
And there was more than one minor, because last summer I've had all these females reach out to me about you. And, you know, at first I was like, okay, attention whore. Honestly, I was. But then I see more and more and more, and I see you saying if anybody finds out about this, you're going to be in big trouble. Like, you're trying to intimidate them. That's what you did today. You said it's not going to end well. So, again, what's a ballpark number of how many minors you've talked to? Like, you know, obviously it's been 5. So, after 5, what would you say the number is?
6.
6?
Sure.
6 minors.
6.
Name them.
Let me see. Of course, there's Sophie. There's
It was honestly surreal because of how this interview, I don't even know what you'd want to call it, was executed. He also added that he had a particular fantasy about being with younger, I'd say women, but it's really girls. It was truly surreal. Now, getting back to the predator poachers, there's a lot I can say because I feel like the way in which they executed the whole thing was a disaster. I'd like to say that their motives were benevolent. I'd like to think that they did this in order to really catch a predator as opposed to go viral or something like that. That being said, if you watch the 1 hour interview, whatever you want to call it, it is the least professional and the most ridiculous thing you could ever see. Genuinely, there were moments in this 1 hour interview where they were telling EDP that they used to be fans and he has a good life and some people have to work a 9 to 5 and so like why would he do this? And when that happened, it was kind of surreal to me because I'm like, what is the point of any of this? Like, if this person is a pedophile, it doesn't matter if they have a 9 to 5 or if they work on YouTube. It doesn't matter if they have 2 million followers or 2 followers. Like, that is so non-consequential to this problem. This problem is mental, potentially caused by trauma. Them bringing all of that up is very weird to me. On top of that, towards the end of the interview, they basically say that they're gonna call the police. But then he kind of tries to bargain with them and they hear him out, which I'm like, why wasn't the police called from the moment he arrived? Like, why was the police not called immediately as soon as he arrived on the premises so you knew that he was gonna actually come there to meet the 13-year-old girl? Doing shit like this can get in the way of the law because last I checked, he was not detained or anything like that. Apparently the police were going to look into him, whatever that means, but nothing was done because he basically left before the police arrived on the premises. As far as we can see in the interview, they kind of got in the way of the police or the authorities, whoever they decided to call. As much as I don't like to think that people do this, but I know they do, it's like, were you prioritizing your content over getting authorities here to actually manage this situation, considering he admitted in front of you in broad daylight that he was there to meet a 13-year-old girl and do sexual things, and you have screenshots and you have all this shit going on, but all of that doesn't even matter. What's the point of having a sting operation? What's the point of doing any of that if then you don't have the master plan of, oh yeah, this is going to go to the police, this is how we're going to get him, you know, to pay the consequences of what he's done. I don't know. I have a weird feeling about it. And if you go watch the interview, under the interview, they're promoting their own website where they have like raw footage, they have the screenshots that are uncensored, blah, blah, blah. If you're not working with the authorities to do these things, I don't really trust your motives, though it sucks to say because I'd hate to live in a reality where people want to catch predators just to post it on YouTube, but here we are. Anyways, guys, you can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons, as always, and let's get